Okay, this is going to be how to make doll tennis shoes part 1. So the first step is figuring out your doll shoe base. Hopefully you can get that okay. So what I did is I took my doll and I put her foot on here and I traced it. So for making a tennis shoe, you're going to have to use a right and a left. I've tried using one size for both the right and the left and it just doesn't look right. So what I did was I made a right and a left shoe. Okay, so I got my foot. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw around the foot into a shape of a tennis shoe. Okay? I don't have to be perfect, and you know why? Because if I use the same base on both shoes, it doesn't matter what the shape is. So I might thin that out a little bit. So now I'm just going to cut out my shoe. I'm going to straighten it out a little bit as I cut. And I folded my paper in half. Okay, and I'm going to trim up any pieces I don't like. See that? Okay. So now I have my doll shoe sole. Okay. So I have my right and my left. Okay. And then just put tennis shoe, TS for tennis shoe on here. Okay. So once you make your first pair of shoes and you like this pattern, put it on either plastic or a piece of cardboard and write on it tennis shoe pattern, do not use, so that you don't have to go through this whole process over again. This it doesn't matter what your doll's foot is, as long as you use the same technique. Double your fabric up, turn it, you're going to have perfect right and left, so it really doesn't matter what the shape is. I tried to do my tennis shoes so you get that tennis shoe shape, the look of a tennis shoe. So you really do need that little curve around the toes for a good looking tennis shoe. Okay, so now we've got that. One thing you need to know is that the inner sole of your tennis shoe is going to be this size, but your outer sole is going to be a lot bigger because you're going to have a lot of bulk that you're going to have to get around. And if you use the same size, once you put your foam here around, or whatever you're going to use, your ribbon or foam or whatever you decide you're going to use for this, it sort of caves in. So that's why you've got to make your bottom sole probably a good 1/4 of an inch bigger, not 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch bigger, at least in the front, than the inside sole of your tennis shoe. Okay, and that's where I was making my mistake when I started making these. Another mistake that I made was, you may not mind it, I'm not too crazy about it, but I didn't put anything in my tongue of my tennis shoe. And what happened was it sort of just sort of caves in on the toes, and I really, can you see that? I really don't like that. So what I did is I inserted some plastic in the tongue. And how I did that is when I made my tongue pattern, when we get to the patterns I'll show you how I did that. I created a piece of plastic that I can insert inside the tongue once I turn it inside out, so I get that nice finished edge to the tennis shoe, and it holds itself up on its own. The only thing I'm concerned with really on this is that if my granddaughter takes the shoes on and off over and over again, this might get bent, and then once it gets bent, I don't know what it's going to look like. So what I did is I bought some Pellon interfacing, and this is the thick stuff that they use in draperies. So I'm going to try this and see if this works. So this is Pellon. This is the Decor Bond, and it's got the iron-on backing with extra crispness. So this might work just as well as the plastic, if not better. So I'm going to try it, because this is what they use for fabric flowers, soft books, calendars, toys, luggage, purses. So this might be exactly what I'm looking for. But we're going to try it on the next. I'm going to try it on the next set of shoes I do and see how it works, because it's the same sort of like that Wonder Under sort of, but only thicker. So we'll try that and see what happens with that. Okay, so now we've got the bases, and we're ready to figure out how we're going to do the tennis shoe tops. Okay, I forgot to get my ruler ready, so I'm going to shut down right now, and I'll come back with the next part, and we'll work on putting the patterns together for the actual panels on the tennis shoes. Okay, I'll be back.